The Wilderness System, the Tarpon 120 there on the left, and then the new one that I just bought, got at Academy. It is the Pelican. It's the Icon 120, and it's the angler version. I spent $399 at Academy on that Icon, and I guess probably about $899 on the Tarpon 120. I love the Tarpon. It's been my go-to boat all the time. Bought this other one so my wife can paddle with me, or whoever else wants to paddle with me. The Icon 120 though, from Pelican, I'm pretty impressed for $399. It's not a bad little boat. If I can figure out a way to add the rudder in the back, it's going to be a real nice boat. As a matter of fact, I went out, took some friends, I let them paddle the Tarpon while I paddled the Pelican, and it was a good boat, so I really enjoyed paddling it. It's light. I'll show you the bottom side of it too, some of the features on it. So pretty much everybody's familiar with the Tarpon, I think. Pretty much got the center hatch, tie-downs in the back, seat. That's old style seat. Not as comfortable as the new ones, but still a pretty good seat. And then I added the rudder to it. So you're looking probably another, what, $300 I guess for that rudder that I put on. So all said and done, probably, I don't know, about $1,200 into this thing, plus a few other things that I put on it. On this one, I just kind of mounted my depth finder, my fish finder, and the front console on this one. On this one, I just mounted a hatch here in the center, and I'm probably going to have to mount a hatch in the back in order to get to the rudder and mount some stuff in the back of that one, put some tubing and stuff through it. But all in all, it's a pretty good little boat. Lightweight, I think probably weighs 50 pounds if that. I can pick this thing up one hand pretty easily. There's my Tarpon. It's not quite as light as that one. The seat on this Icon, it's not the greatest seat. I put a pad on it. And okay, now I just flipped them over. This is the bottom view of them. Kind of give you an idea of what the hull is like on these in comparison. If I'm not mistaken, the way I remember the Icon, the Pelican boat, is that the initial stability isn't as good as the Tarpon, but the secondary stability is pretty good on it. And I guess maybe that's the hull design. I'm not sure the way that hull is shaped or designed, however, if that makes much of a difference. But they're pretty close, but a little different. So, I don't know if you can see that very well. With all that sun glare. But anyway, so for the price of it, I think that Icon is a pretty good deal. It's a pretty good little boat. There's one thing also. When I cut that hole, here's what I pulled out of it. This is the hole that I cut out of it. You can see it's a pretty thick piece, and it is strong. I mean, that plastic is pretty hard. So it's not a real soft plastic like the Tarpon, what they use in that one. It seems to be a little different. It's a little denser, stronger material on it too. So anyway, I guess one of these days I may do a demo on it paddling and see the difference, where I can paddle each one of them, take them out, just kind of see how they work out. But anyway, maybe that'll give anybody looking at a cheap kayak, getting into it, make them a little bit more comfortable buying one of these Pelicans, because it's actually a pretty good boat. Okay, and then lastly, when I have them up together, you can see the width on them. They're both about the same. When you put them on their sides, they stand about the exact same width from each other. So Anyway, I think that's it. Anybody has any questions, send me a question. I can maybe answer it for you. Oh, by the way, there's no scupper plugs that come with that. But I find it's a real dry boat. Don't have too much problem with water coming in the deck, especially in the back there. It's a pretty dry boat. Whereas on my tarpon, I do get a lot of water coming in or the side, and that Icon does drain pretty good. The tarpon drains better, I think. You know, when you're getting in your boat and your feet are wet, you just get pulling a lot of water. The tarpon drains pretty quick. That Icon's not quite as fast on that, but all in all, good little boat for the money.